Hey, Bobby Sawyer here with Forever Estate Plan, and I've got your Forever Estate Plan tip of the week. Let's talk about wills and trusts and which one is right for you. First off, a lot of people think that you can avoid the probate process with a will. This is 100% incorrect. Unless you have a trust as the basis of your estate plan, your assets are most likely going through probate. Which one is right for you? Well, that depends largely on where you are in your life. If you're just starting out, got your first job, moved out of your parents' house, and don't have much to your name, then a will is probably sufficient. It'll cover, where your car goes, where your house goes, or whoever wants your assets. It covers it pretty straightforward. Now, once you get married, a will is probably still sufficient. It's really when kids start entering the picture that a trust may make sense. In particular, if you have a good amount of life insurance. When they have kids, we'll take out life insurance policies to cover expenses if they were no longer there, to cover the income, to cover the mortgage payment, whatever the case may be. And so often they have significant life insurance policies, 6 or 7-figure life insurance policies on themselves. And so if something were to happen to both you and your spouse, your children, your minor children would end up inheriting a whole lot of money when they're 18 years old. And this isn't anything that's wrong with 18-year-olds, but most 18-year-olds tend to have horrible decision-making skills. And so with a trust, you can start putting parameters around when they can inherit things. For example, in my case right now, we have 3 small children, a 14-year-old and twins that are 11. And so if something were to happen to me and my wife, they would get 1/4, or everything's held in trust until they're 25 years old. Then at 25, they get access to 1/4 of it. At 30, they get access to another 1/4 of it. And at 35, they get access to everything. And the idea behind this this strategy is that between the ages of 25 and 35, that's when most people graduate college, get married, buy a house, have kids. And so you have at 25, 30, and 35 a little extra cash to cover a down payment or pay for kids, which are not cheap at all. And so that's the idea there, particularly if you have small children. Another barometer or another time you might want to consider having a trust is when your net worth gets above $500,000. At that point, it starts making sense because the probate costs start piling up. On average, nationwide, the average cost of probate varies between 3% and 8% the value of your estate. So if you have a $300,000 house at 3%, probate costs are going to get north of $9,000 pretty quickly. So ultimately, there really isn't a black and white answer to this question. There's no line in the sand that says if this, then you must have a trust, or if that, then you must have a will. It really comes down to what makes sense for you and whether you see the value in incorporating a trust as the basis of your estate plan or using a will. I will tell you, a will take care of everything you need it to. You can establish guardians for your children, designate who's going to get what, set up who's going to take care of your affairs. Really, it comes down to whether you want to get rid of the probate process, look at using some asset protection measures, and then leaving things protected for your children when you go away. If those sort of things sound good to you, then a trust is probably the right answer for you. As always, the best thing to do is contact an attorney, and I'm happy to discuss the options for you and what makes sense. Just give us a call at 803-792-0793 or shoot us an email. This has been Bobby Sawyer with your Forever Estate Plan Tip of the Week.